sounds loud. Can you bring me my cell phone off the table back there, please? I feel like I have to whisper. So loud. Yeah, a little bit. Huh? Check, check. That's right there. That's good. I just don't want to blow everybody away, especially after last night. Cool. Hello, virtual world. Good morning, wherever you are. If you guys can come up and grab a piece of ribbon and a pipe cleaner from either one of these speakers before we get started, that would be awesome. Maybe take one for your neighbor if your neighbor's not here yet. They're coming already. They're coming. Let me do 2 announcements, and then, or do you want to do it like what? Right now. Do you want to do it after my presentation? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Let me make my announcements, do my presentation, then we'll do it. Just don't let me forget. Virtual world, you should have gotten my email that you're going to need a piece of ribbon and then a pipe cleaner if you have one, or some other way to tie your ribbon at the end. It's in the browser's already open to switch over to Ustream at the top. Can you help him, Travis? It's just in a second browser window. I did, unless anybody's bumped it. Just switch back to the other window. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Did everybody have a good night? We're missing some people, so some people must have had a really good night. All right, so here's what's going to happen for the next hour. I'm going to teach you really quickly how to make my favorite type of bow, which is called the thumb bow. And I'm going to jump into, before I do that, I'm going to jump into a couple announcements. I'm going to give a marketing presentation, and I hope you're wide awake, because when you leave here, I hope that you'll take the marketing concepts that I have and put them to immediate use, because it's going to be really important for you and your business, of course. But before I do any of that, I wanted to bring to your attention, in your binder, there is my coaching club, which starts September 15th, goes for 3 months, and it's group coaching. So if you're already coaching with me, don't do this, because we already have one-on-one coaching. You can if you want extra coaching. But this might be something that might be good for you, because it will hold you accountable for your action items after the convention. I'm going to do the coaching club for 3 months, and then I'm going to talk Deb Kondo into taking over the next 3 months. Then I'm going to talk another faculty member into the next, and we'll see what happens. But at least it's group coaching. It's getting on the phone with your peers and talking through different ideas and keeping everybody on task. So that's in your binder. Is Rosemarie Alvarez here? Well, why don't you just come on up here for a second? So last night at our, God, I feel like I'm so proud of myself that I know how to do that, because I'm a roadie. Last night at our dinner, we gave out awards, and I'm excited, step forward one, to tell you that you won second place in the Pamper category. Yay, you're welcome. So here's your certificate and your medal. Thanks for entering. All right. after we're done this morning, when we take a quick break, I'd love for you guys to stand by your design so that we could take pictures. If you still have them here, that would be really great, so we can kind of correlate you to your basket. Okay, awesome. All right, let's start with this ribbon concept for a quick second. Pull your ribbon all the way out and find the center. So here's your center right here. You're going to go down about 1.5 inches, 2 inches if you want to be generous. Just like this. Pinch it together. So you're pinched, right? Twist once. Open this up in the center up top like this and put your thumb in the center like that. Okay, let's do it again. It's your thumb. All right, together, pinch, turn once. Okay, so you have this now in your hand. Open this up, take your right thumb, unless you're left-handed, push down in the center like this. Then go down a little bit further. It'll give you more space. Okay, push down. Your thumb shouldn't be pointing up. Your thumb should be down. Your thumb is in the middle of the circle, pushing down on the twist below. Anybody not get it? If you didn't get it, come up here and I'll help you for a quick second. Yep. So your thumb is pushing down tightly on the actual knot below. Okay, now if you are right-handed, you need to switch thumbs. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put my left thumb now in the bow. Are you left-handed? Okay, are we there? All right. So now you're holding this tight. Do not let this go for your life. Pretend like it's a $100 bill. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take one side and we're going to pull it into here and take this part of it and put it underneath, and now that becomes part of your hold. See? Come up here, Joyce. The trails are both on one side now. I'm holding it up. Look at what I'm doing. Come here. Hold that right there. Nope, hold that right there. Once you get this down, it's amazing. Okay, so Joyce did halfway down. You just didn't go down far enough. Oh, okay. Right, we're going to turn like this. Open it up. Put your thumb in there, and now you're here. And now we're going to come in like this and tuck that side in. So now both tails are on this side. Okay? Now take your tail, your longer tail, the one you haven't done anything with yet that's on the other side, fold it to the back, and do the same thing that you did on the other side. Right, just like this. So now crunch that up behind, and now hold the whole thing. Okay, now that becomes, now your tails are on the left and right side, right? Okay, now do it again. So now take this tail. Now here's where you might want to rotate on the other side. Either side, doesn't matter now. Okay. You might want to maybe kind of rotate this now. So if you want to do a straight bow, then just go like this, right, where it's just straight. Or you can pivot this slightly up like this, right, to where now you're starting to form a little bit more of a dimensional bow. Okay, so now you've got 4. Oh my God, I'm getting the cramp. All right, siéntate. That's Spanish for sit down. Careful. This takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, it's really, really easy and really fast. Okay, so I've just got 4. If you had another yard of ribbon, you could do this a couple more times, right? Okay, now let's take our pipe cleaner. Run it through this part of your bow. Through the middle. Yep. Just like that. Got it? Okay, flip it around. Grab your pipe cleaner in the back. Pull it nice and tight so you really can't see it too much in the bow. And I suggest using, if you're going to use pipe cleaners, you can use ribbon, you can use raffia, you can use wire, whatever you want. But I don't want to be able to see that white, right? So this is just because that's all I had. All right, so then turn it around, twist it, and now you're ready to attach it to your basket. Okay, now let me tell you, in October, we make about 1,500 of these because now they're ready to go for the holidays. We take a white sack and we put each color in a sack, and that's what we pull from throughout the holiday. Our bows are already made, ready to go. Now, if you want to do the bigger bows during the holidays, that's great, but I wanted to show you an inexpensive, quick alternative, and I call this the thumb bow, to be able to make something really quickly. Yes. That was about 1.5 yards, almost 2 yards. But if you think about when you're making the bigger bows, have you guys ever costed that out before? My clients prefer, instead of the beautiful bows that we make that are so amazing, they want that money in their basket. So the first time I ever delivered a basket to this one particular client, who to this day is a huge client of mine, and I delivered those bows, and they said, "How much is that bow? I'm just curious." And I said, "Yeah, it comes out to be about $6 by the time I do labor and all the ribbon." They said, "I'd rather have that $6 in my basket, so can you just give me a simple bow?" And I thought, oh my gosh, I would have never thought about that, right? So anyways, there is your thumb bow. Congratulations. I bet Alex didn't know I could do that. Okay, virtual real quick. Monica just asked me how many yards of ribbon that was. That was between 1.5 and 2 yards of ribbon. All right, Travis. Hi. Good morning. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Wait, let me just think. Are there any announcements I wanted to make? Let me think for a second. Tonight at 5 o'clock at the end of the day, we're going to do some gift designer certification awards. We're going to do our final raffle. I might talk about the future, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So don't miss that. I always tell everybody, don't think that you shouldn't be there, because you should. It's a really fun time. Okay, so, oh God, switch that, because I sure as hell don't look like that anymore. All right, so let's talk a little bit about marketing and what I've learned. And I want to tell you, a lot of you don't know me yet, so I'm going to tell you something about me. I worked in corporate security for 12 years, and during that 12 years is when I started my gift basket company. And then after that, I ended up starting another company while I was at Cisco, and then a third one. And I'm working at Cisco running 3 companies. And it was pretty freaky. And there was a lot of long hours, and there was a lot of tears and a lot of hard work. But at the end of the day, I had the choice as to how hard I wanted to work on or in my business. Well, when I retired from Cisco in 2000, God, it's already been 3 years. Can you believe that? 2011, it was time for me to really pay attention to all of my businesses. And what started to happen is I started to do more coaching. And so instead of going back to corporate, or instead of just running those businesses that I had started, I decided to formalize my marketing company, which now is called QT Concepts. And so now what I do is individual coaching, and we provide all types of marketing services. So if you need postcards, if you need website work, whatever you may need, I'm providing an inexpensive solution, because you guys really need that. You may have been born to be designers and design baskets, but that doesn't mean that you're a marketing professional. And it doesn't mean that you're the one who should be doing all of your own newsletters and all of that stuff. So I wanted to tell you how that happened, because it was almost a necessary thing for me to do. But it really does fall into who I am and what I have learned. So here's some things that I've learned. People, and Deb Wasilko made this up, I think. I don't know. I heard this from you first, and now I stole it. But people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So years ago, my business coach told me, I want you to put your picture on the front page of your website, because I want people to know that they're doing business with a real person and not a big brand. And he showed me Wine Country. Here's my business coach, and he's the one who's doing this research, and he said, you go to Wine Country, and they do free shipping and have these amazing baskets, but people want to do business with people, especially when the economy gets tight. And that's the advantage that we have over some of those bigger companies, is if somebody calls our office, we can talk to them. Nobody's talking to the president of wine country. You call wine country and it's a whole different ordeal, right? So I want you to take advantage of that, because that's something that I've learned, that people really want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and they want to support you, especially when the economy starts to get a little bit tight. Marketing trends change daily. So how many of you want to, in addition, running your business, creating new designs, and going and meeting with your clients, want to study marketing on a daily or weekly basis? Probably nobody, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't have time to interpret and understand. Well, this is what we do. My team and I are constantly paying attention to all the new trends, and I love it. I'm a marketing junkie. I love to pay attention to what's up and coming. We follow the best of the best to make sure that I understand very clearly as to what's coming down the pike or what's hot. Like Rafflecopter's hot. It's coming. People are starting to use it. It's starting to become a big deal. Rafflecopter's starting to be hot. And if I wouldn't have been studying any of that, I probably would have waited until everybody else started talking about it. So this is another important. Not all business owners were made to do their own marketing. And this is why QT Concepts took off so quickly for me, is that people will say, I don't know what to do. I understand the word marketing, I get it, but I don't know what that translates to and what I should do for my business. And so I want you to focus on being a designer and being a business owner, but that doesn't mean that you have to do all of your own marketing yourself. You can have people help you. You can delegate some of those things if you want to and you have the money to, or you do it yourself until you can afford to have somebody else do that. And then here's something else I've learned. If I'm good at what I do, my clients will always come to me, always. They won't even consider another company. They'll always come to me. And so if you can demonstrate excellence in everything you do, in your communication, in your quality, in everything that you do, they're always going to come back, right? The second you decide that you don't want to pay attention to them, or you stop communicating, you stop reminding them that you exist, and somebody else starts to creep in, you'd be surprised what happens. So stay excellent all the time at everything that you're doing. Hit me, Travis. I'm sorry, did I wake you? Can we fix this to where they can see push the projector up a little bit? No, the projector. The whole table, there you go. There you go, that's good. I want to show you just some evolution here of marketing. And this is kind of the old school row here. These were terms that were used. Outbound marketing, interruptive marketing, push marketing. Those were terms that were used just 4 or 5 years ago, where everything was just being pushed to you. We were just marketing to you. We're just pushing. There's no two-way conversation. And you saw that. TV commercials is a great one. That's an interruption. I'm watching a show. A commercial comes on. It's interruptive. I didn't ask for it. It's interrupting my flow. Right? Banner ads is another one. You still see some, but not as much as they were before, where the banner ads at the very top, they're blinking, click here, right? You don't see a lot of that anymore because it's interruptive marketing. I don't need that. What you see now, and it's starting to go away, is that live chat screen that comes across, and you're like trying to hit the X and it keeps moving, and right? Interruptive. I'm trying to shop, and you keep putting this thing across the screen, and I get so mad I just leave, right? Interruptive marketing was old school. Here you can't see all this text, but here you didn't know if the customer really even has a need. They could just be on your site just looking around. They could be your competition. We didn't really know who they were, where they came from. We weren't really paying attention to that too much. And then over here, what happened to my presentation? Oh, no, that's correct. From a relationship development standpoint, you really weren't able to develop a relationship. You know, a TV commercial is pushed out. They're not developing a relationship with you, right? It's one way. We're just pushing to you. So they can't really develop a relationship with me. The new style of marketing is inbound, pull, and permission. Those are all terms that we're using now. So what we're saying here is we're creating a inbound methodology to where we want you to engage with us. And so you can see that through your website, through social networking, where people can actually ask us questions through a variety of different sources. They could always do that, but now we're doing it where they are. If I showed you the Facebook statistics of how many people are on Facebook every day and how often they log on and the time that is spent, it would blow you away. Staggering. Absolutely staggering, the metrics on Facebook. So if you don't think you need Facebook, you got another thing coming, because that's where your audience is. So if there's one social network that I recommend you're on, it is Facebook for consumer business. For business, I recommend LinkedIn. And here's why, because that's the proper professional platform to engage. And I'll talk about how to make those connections in a little bit, but here we're talking about inbound, pull, permission-based marketing. You can opt in now to receive my newsletter. I'm not just going to send it to you anymore and interrupt your day by having an email show up. You're going to opt in. You're going to make the choice to receive my newsletter. So permission-based. This person, they've been searching already, and they're putting in their search terms now, and we can see through live chat what they put in to get to our site. We know what they're looking for, and we do have the opportunity to engage with them. Or if they engage with us, we already know what they're after. We're already prepared to answer their questions. And here, you're really able to develop relationships. If somebody goes on Twitter and has a complaint about your basket that arrived and put something on Twitter about, I just received this gift basket and the popcorn was stale, which would never happen, of course. But if they did, you have an opportunity to engage now. Whereas before, they would go tell 10 or 15 people, and you're not going to get any business there, right? So totally different from where it used to be to where it is today. And remember these terms: inbound, pull, permission. What this really means at the end of the day is that clients can make the decision as to whether or not they want to engage with you. And if they're making that decision, that means they want to develop a relationship with you, and you got to jump in. So this is really, really important. I thought it was really interesting. If you go on the internet, there's some really cool graphics that kind of show, you know, like the old, I wasn't alive when this happened, but you remember that phone that had like the round circles, the dial thingy? Yeah, I wasn't alive then. Yeah. And then the one with the buttons, right? Yeah. It like shows the evolution of telephones, though there's the same graphic depiction of marketing. All right, Travis. Travis is like, what are you talking about? Personal standards of marketing. So first things first, staying in constant contact. So you guys have heard me say this before, and I'll say it again, but when people wake up in the morning, they're not thinking about you and your company. Sorry. They're not. And if a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and they need a gift, and you're not top of mind, you're failing. So I need you to stay in constant contact, and you can do that through newsletters, through social networking. I'll show you all that in a minute, but you need to stay in constant contact. Remind them that you're there, so when it's time for them to need a gift, that they think of you first. Giving them a reason to buy. So years ago, we did this thing where I said, you know, I don't want to wait for somebody to need a gift. I don't want to wait. I don't want to sit here and wait till somebody has a birthday. I want to give people a reason to buy. And so we started doing ideas, and we started pushing out gift baskets designs that were just so amazing. People were like, I don't even know who I'm going to give that to, but I'm buying it. So what do you think last holiday in October happened when I put Candy Crush and Duck Dynasty on my website? Right? Relevant, absolutely relevant. Do you know how many people are playing Candy Crush and are addicted to it? They were buying the basket for themselves. Okay, go for it. You want to send yourself a gift? All right. So, and the way I know that is somebody ordered one and they didn't put any card information, and I always worry about, well, did they forget, or the person's not going to know who the basket came from? And so I called, and they said, oh, no, I bought it for myself. I'm addicted to Candy Crush. Right? So I wanted to give them a reason to buy. So coming up with cute designs, coming up with gifting programs. For businesses, this is really good because people need referral gifts. They need thank you gifts. They don't always think about that on their own. right? So if you can create a line of thank you gifts that have their logo with their printed ribbon, and you send them a picture of that, that's immediately going to resonate with them, and they're going to be all in. So giving them a reason to buy. Developing relationships, pivotal, I've already talked about that. And then here, sorry about I don't know why this happened, but demonstrating excellence in subject matter expertise. People want to work with people who are experts in gifting, and you need to be the one that's showing that you know what you're talking about. So if somebody calls you and says, I need a gift basket, and then you say, well, what do you need? That's not what they want. They want different questions from you. They want you to lead them to where they want to be, because a lot of them don't know what they want or what they need. Like I said the other day, the person that sent the $500 fruit gift basket, right? The second I said, hey, this is a family that's mourning. They just lost their grandfather. $500 of fruit is a lot of fruit. I'm just not entirely sure they're going to be able to eat that much fruit, within the 3 to 4 days that fruit's going to last, right? Oh, I never thought about that. They just wanted to spend $500 because they felt so bad that they had the loss, right? And so once we changed that up a little bit and made a recommendation, they felt a lot better. So developing that subject matter expertise and demonstrating it's really important. Travis? If I was to write a marketing plan for you, this is so overwhelming, I just love it. Love it. If I was to write a marketing plan for you, this is the table of contents. It's all on the website. It's on the website. Don't write it down. You guys are going to have access to this presentation on the website. These would be the different areas that I would write for you. And I'm going to go through some of these in my presentation. But these are all the different things that have to do with your marketing. How many of you have something like this? How many of you have a marketing plan? My clients better be raising their hands, right? So this is important. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but I'm going to highlight a couple. How do you thank your own clients? Gratitude, showing gratitude, demonstrating excellence, being a good example. What is your gratitude program? So what does that look like? If you're networking, are you using your networking to your fullest potential? Are you just going to a networking meeting every Thursday at 7:30 a.m. and saying who you are and what you do? Or are you going in there and saying, hey, I have a nurses program right now, and I'm looking to connect with nurses. And here's a copy of my marketing program for healthcare. Can you share it with anybody that you know in the healthcare industry? That's the difference between going to a networking meeting, which I did for years, versus going in and really using your networking community the way that it's supposed to be used. So what does that partnerships and association plan look like? Another one, client experience. From the time a client engages with you, whether it's live chat, phone, email, in-person, carrier pigeon, whatever it is, to the time that you have completed their transaction, what does that whole thing look like? Because that all has to do with marketing. How do they feel when they're working with you? So have you ever thought about that? How do they engage with you? Are you engaging with them in the way they want to be engaged? Are you giving them those options? And then how does this whole transaction go through? And then what happens when you're done? So at the end of my conversation with my clients, with Kaiser specifically, I do a lot of business with Kaiser. She'll call me and she'll say, look, I need 500 fruit, cheese, local product gift baskets delivered to Stockton in 2 weeks. We're having a doctor's seminar, blah, blah, blah. Fine, consider it done. That's the extent of my conversation. You want to know why? Because she knows I'm going to handle it, and she doesn't want to have any other discussion. She's really busy. So we get done with that, and then I call her 3 days before we're getting ready to make the delivery and say, look, I just want to let you know everything's on time, everything's cool, we're ready to rock. She'll text me back and say, cool. And then after I make the delivery, I send her a picture because that's the way she wants to work. She sees the picture, we're done, and 3 days later, I send her an email and say, thank you so much, what's our next project? What's our next project, right? And so what does she do? She goes and looks at her calendar and says, oh, you know what, in a month we have this, I'll just place that order with you now. So I just opened the door for a new opportunity, right? Important to try to drive more opportunity out of the existing opportunity. Hey, what do you have for the next month in terms of holidays, birthdays, anniversaries? What's happening? Let me take care of that for you now. I'll save you some time and money. Because you're going to come to me anyways. That's basically what you're saying. You're trying to get them to say, look, yeah, I'm going to buy from her anyways. I may as well just take care of it right now. So driving more opportunities. But how do you do that, and what's their experience when they're engaging with you? I'll touch on this real quick. Dashboard of metrics. I talked about this yesterday. Having a spreadsheet of all of the available metrics that are available to you, keeping them month over month over month. Your website hits, your abandon rate, your incoming email, your incoming phone calls, your incoming live chat. Any metric you can glean out of your company, I will tell you is useful, especially when you put the whole thing together and you look at it holistically. So this is a spreadsheet that I can give you. It's already done. It just has all the sources on the left and the months across the top, where we keep track of all of our metrics for my companies and my clients, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to have you pay me to do your marketing if I'm not effective. If I'm not effective in getting results, I'm going to fire myself, right? Because I'm not going to have you pay me if we're not effective. Travis. Okay, so this is where I want to spend some time. And in your binders, there is a spreadsheet that, go down one. I think I have it. Can you just go down one for a second? Mm-hmm. It's going to look like this, hopefully. Okay, go back one. So what I want you to do is I want you to have 12 months of focus. And so 12 months of focus could be, in June, I want to make sure that I have a line of gifts for Father's Day and graduation. And in August, I want to make sure that I'm doing something related to back to school. And so if you go through and create a focus for each month and start to really reflect on what would be hot in that month. And let me tell you something, it doesn't have to be related to a holiday either. It really doesn't. You know, the whole Candy Crush thing was my focus of the month because I saw Candy Crush was super hot, right? So I threw it into October, which is typically Halloween, but I don't do a lot of Halloween business. So I'm going to focus on some other things and test my marketing ability instead. So if you were to fill that spreadsheet out and pay attention to what could be your focus every month. And it doesn't matter what kind of business you have. This could be for any type of business. I work with event planners and limousine companies and therapists, and every month we have some type of a focus. And then what we do is we back it up by 2 months. And we say 2 months prior to June, we're going to create our designs, we're going to create our marketing materials, we're going to get everything ready so when June 1st hits, we can launch that whole marketing campaign. If there is one thing you guys take away from me from this conference, it's that concept right there. Developing that marketing content and developing it 2 months in advance so that you're ready to launch it on June 1st. Really, really powerful stuff. And so I'm going to show you in a minute what we do with the content, but I want you to think about, from a content perspective, what would you focus on each month? Timing is good, of course, because we're a gifting business, so we do, like around the holidays, we want to start that early, right? We want to start paying attention to the holiday that are coming and make sure we have our marketing plan, which, by the way, your holiday stuff needs to happen now if it's not already done. Being creative, so building ads and promotions that are based on attracting the senses, logo less, emotion more. So what do people typically do in their ads? They put their logo really big instead of using that real estate for whatever product they have. So pull up your Facebook cover right now, and your logo is probably in your Facebook cover and in your profile picture for your business. Doesn't need to be there. That top part's valuable real estate, so whatever your promotion is of the month needs to be up there. Right? Patrice DeHaven just launched her first promotion, and her Facebook cover has her focus for next month, or actually it's for this month, right? For August, right? In addition to doing her Facebook cover, we also did a postcard. We also did a graphic for her newsletter. We did all the little marketing pieces that have to do with that particular focus. And I'm going to show you that in a minute because it's really important. Easy needs to be some type of call to action, right? So here, if you're asking people to schedule an appointment with you, then make it easy for them. So if you want to schedule an appointment with me, let's say you want to do a 30-minute free coaching session with me, you can go to my website right now, click a button, and my schedule, my physical calendar is there, and you can pick your time slot. You should make that available to your clients as well. Let them schedule an appointment online based on their schedule. Now, I can set when I want to be available. That's great. Another way to do that is to create a jot form. Click here to schedule an appointment with me, and then you put on the jot form whatever fields you want, right? But make it easy for them. So this is important too. And then extras, aggressive offers. How many of you have ever done a buy one, get one free? Right? In our industry, that's really tough, right? But that's an aggressive offer, and people are like, buy one, get one free gift baskets? Whoa, let me pay attention to that. Community involvement, giving back, and then any type of contest. These are all different things that make up your content and ideas on how you can really drive strong content. It's different than making a Father's Day basket and putting it on your website, maybe posting it just a little bit, just the design on Facebook and then in your newsletter. I'm asking you to take it a step further and develop some strong content around that particular proposal. Travis? All right, so here's your focus, right? Here's your details. What's your promotion going to be? Okay, well, in June, I want to focus on graduation and Father's Day, so I'm going to create 2 sheets, one for Father's Day, one for graduation. I'm going to launch it, maybe graduation, launch it in mid-May instead of June 1st. Father's Day, you can do June 1st. What's the purpose? I'm trying to drive Father's Day sales. That's the purpose. And then the details, and then what's your action plan? How are you going to make this promotion come to life? Okay, let me ask you by show of hands, is this too much? Is this overwhelming to you? Okay, phew. Travis. Yeah, Ann. Yeah, so the question was, do I do separate corporate versus consumers? I break it down even further than that. I break down corporate into industry. So if I market to realtors, I'm only doing realtor content. No, I don't do it. I don't market by industry like that. What I do is I'll take a particular, let's say we're going to do back to school. That's primarily consumer. I'm only going to market that to my consumer list. Right, does that make sense? So it's more about the content than it is the industry. Yes? 2. So she asked how many promotions would I have going on at one time? 2. Yeah, and sometimes they overlap a little bit. You know, you do this for a year. I've been doing this for 10 years. You do this for a year. You start to learn things. You know, I mean, trust me, there's been plenty of promotions I've done that have bombed out completely. I didn't get a single order, right? So then I know, okay, don't do that again, right? Like, ooh, nobody wanted a dog basket. Okay, sorry, right? You put forth all this effort to do this great thing. You're like, oh, yeah, that's going to sell. And then you're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that again. So, you know, you start to do this, and keep in mind, you know, I'll show you in a second what I'm going to ask you to do, but next year, your graduation, your Father's Day promotions are done. You're ready to rock. Like, don't date any of your graphics, because you can just use the same thing next year. So, all right, here's the 2-month schedule I'm talking about. I know this is a lot, so just work with me here. Months. We're going to launch Easter in March, which means we're going to do the prep work in January. So this means, prep work means I need to get my supplies in, I need to get my designs made, I need to get my photos taken, I need to get my ads together, I need to get all of that together so that I'm ready to launch this in March. And so you can see how this keeps going. And you can also see down here that there are some things that aren't related to holidays. Hobbies, I do gardening type stuff. You can do whatever you want. Parties is another one, weddings. So you can do whatever you want here, right, in terms of content. Now, don't mistake this with a realtor program or a construction program or an industry-specific program. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with consumer business that you're going after, right, where you're trying to focus on something every month. This isn't the realtor thing or the construction or any other industry. This is something completely different. Hi. Okay, tactical design. And what I mean by this is these are the 3 areas that you need to focus on. So your online graphics need to be created. So I don't want you to just take a picture of your gift basket and put it on Facebook. I want you to create an ad. And what I mean by that is, and I'll show you, I don't know if I have them in here, I'll show you after, but I want you to take your graphic of your basket and put it into some type of a cute ad. So on Joyce's new website, we took a picture of one of her champagne gift baskets on the left, and on the right we put ooh la la, because that's totally her, right? How do you, celebrate in style and blah, 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 and put some creative ads. And we put a border around it. We put some bubbles on the side. It looks really cute, right? That's a creative ad, not just taking your basket. I'm asking you to be a little bit more creative than that. So that online graphic should be a Facebook cover, should be a small graphic that's going to go in your newsletter. It could be a printed flyer. So when I go to my networking group every month, they know when I'm at my group, I'm going to hand them some type of promotion of some sort and ask them to engage with it. But those graphics need to be created. And then printed materials. Postcards are so great. They're so inexpensive. You don't have to put any date or timing on them. So if you don't use them all this year, you can use them next year. Vistaprint does like 250 of them for like 20 bucks. You end up having 12 months of printed materials, which is great as long as you're going to use them. But these are some things that you can do from printed. And then here's some interesting things too. If you're going to do some type of focus on community involvement, right? Something's happening in your local area and you want to do something related to that, then maybe a press pitch is necessary for that particular focus. It's not going to be necessary for every focus you do, right? But that might be something to consider depending on what you're doing. And then preparing your social networking posts. How are you going to promote that focus? What are you going to say, right? You're going to be focusing on that a couple of times throughout the given week for 4 weeks. So what are you going to say with those social networking posts? Any forms that you may need, any payment buttons that you may need, and then your newsletter. So 2 newsletters per month. One of them is an actual newsletter that's going to go out that talks about your company and what you're doing, maybe tells a client story, gives helpful tips about gifting, blah, blah, blah. Useful information that people are actually going to care about. And your little ad that you made up here is going to go in your newsletter. So that's one newsletter. Week 2 is your monthly newsletter. And make it valuable. This is not something I want you to do a lot of sales pitching in. What I want you to focus on is giving them valuable information. So I did an actual thing where we made a gift basket, and I put a video in my newsletter to show them how to make their gift basket. And everybody's like, why would you do that? Like, don't you want them coming to you? They're not going to go make their own gift basket. Hell no, they don't have time for that, right? I'm demonstrating subject matter expertise by showing them how to make a gift basket, right? So interesting content. Gifting etiquette's great content for newsletters too. What to do when there's some type of a situation of sympathy or whatever. Gifting etiquette's great content. So newsletters, week 2. Week 4 is your promotional email. So you're establishing credibility, you're giving them, giving, and now in week 4, you're going to send something out that's more of a promotional email that says, here's a picture of our Father's Day basket and maybe our graduation basket. It's more of a pitch, but that's part of your content that you're going to create on the overall promotion. Is this making any sense whatsoever? I hope so, because I teach this class all the time and nobody's told me anything different. That would be terrible. All right. Okay, let me just stop for a second. What's my time, and are there any questions? Okay. Questions? Anybody up to this point? This is a lot for early in the morning, but it's really important. Yes, my dear love. No. You're never going to run out of stuff to write about if you're planning appropriately. The other thing is you're going to learn really fast who doesn't have time to read your newsletter because they're going to unsubscribe, right? I don't care if they read it or not. The fact that my company name is showing up in their inbox is reminding them that I exist. I want them to read it, but at least at a minimum, they know I'm communicating with them. what you'll find is you can see who's clicked on your newsletter. If nobody clicked on anything, then nobody cares, and I should just like go home, go to bed, right? Go to bed. You guys don't find that funny, but 2 years ago when we did our convention, that was like the big thing. So anyways, do it anyways. Do it anyways, because at least you're reminding them. If they don't have time to read it, maybe they'll save it and read it later, but you'll be able to see how many people are clicking on different things in your newsletter, right? Okay, any other questions? Yes, Claudia. Mm-mm. So she asked if you see somebody that's opening your newsletter and clicking around, do you ever call them? I don't, because they don't know that you can see that. It's a little intrusive. Yeah. Yeah. No, etiquette on live chat and in newsletters is to let them do whatever they want to do. Now, if it's one of your competitors, that might be a different story. All right. I'll tell you how to handle that in private. Just kidding. Go ahead, Travis. Okay, so this is a graphic. Go ahead to the next one. These are 2 ads. Okay, so this is one of my clients. I took that graphic because we're trying to depict family. They're a Super Slow Zone is like a boutique style gym where you have one-on-one attention. And so I took that picture, and this is their Facebook cover. So you can see the difference between just using a picture versus an actual ad. And then this is their postcard. Where did I get my pictures? I make them all. No, I'm just kidding. Depositphotos.com. Yeah, Travis Hall, that's my third cousin. Depositphotos.com. It actually kind of looks like my nephew. Kind of looks like Dylan. So depositphotos.com is a great place. And while we're on that subject, don't go pull pictures off of the internet. You have to pay for the pictures to own the rights. So make sure that you're paying for whatever pictures you're going to use. But you are fully enabled to be able to go pull whatever type of picture you need. Now, if you're going to go to depositphotos.com and you put in gift basket, you guys are going to laugh because it's all that old school, traditional, like little wicker stuff that we used to use back in the day, right? Okay, next one, Trav. Okay. Here we go. This is a graphical depiction of what I've already talked about. I'm going to do this relatively quickly. Here's your content. This is the focus I asked you to create, okay? Whether it's Father's Day, barbecue, Candy Crush, I don't care. You're then going to take that content and you're going to distribute it to all of these different, what I call channels, unless it's not appropriate. So you're going to take those ads that I just showed you and you're going to put them up on your social networking, your posts, everything having to do with that particular focus of the month on all of your social networking several times throughout the month. If it's publicity related, then we're going to write a press pitch for you. We're going to do something related to to publicity. We're going to make sure it's on your website. What's the worst thing you could do here with your website? Send out a newsletter with a Father's Day basket, and when they click on it, it just goes to your homepage, and they're like, where the hell's the basket at? I want to buy it. Yeah, where is it, right? So make sure it's on the front page of your website so when they get there, they can buy it because everybody's in a hurry. So updating your website with whatever your focus is every month. Have a spot on your website where we rotate your focus. If you have a store, some type of in-store signage is going to be important here. Maybe you have a place in your store that's dedicated to whatever your focus of the month is. Partners, we talked about that. If you're in a networking group of some sort, ask your partners to support you. If you're looking to connect with a particular group of people to really focus on this promotion, let's say you want to get your wedding baskets out and wedding is your focus, who are you going to go try to find for partners? Hotels, event planners, vendors that work in that industry. If they're in your networking group, show them your monthly focus of weddings and ask them to connect you. So these are all of the channels, once you develop your content, that I want you to distribute it to. Now, how long do you think this may take you? On a monthly basis, how many hours do you think it's going to take you to create your content? So make your basket, take your pictures, create your ads, and push it all out. How long do you think that should take you? How long, Joyce? Oh, come on. Right? Yeah, about 6 hours. Between 4 and 6 hours, right? Until you get it down, right? And then it'll go faster. Or you can hire us and we'll do it for you in 1 hour, which costs $75. And I'm not kidding. We can do all of your graphics that we need to do, not your newsletter, but we can create your social networking Facebook cover, your postcard, your flyer, all of those things, the graphics that you need for 1 hour of our time, which is $75. So that might be worth it, right? So you don't have to worry about it. All you do is give us your picture, and then we take care of the rest. We just want to know what your special is. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, content, using all venues and being consistent, doing this every month, getting your clients used to receiving this information. That's what I call my secret sauce, and this is what has made me successful with every single company that I own, not just my gift basket company, every company. So if there's one thing you take away from me, it's this right here. Really, really important. And it's not difficult to do. Once you get in the groove, I know it seems like a foreign language right now, but once you get in the groove of this, it's a really, really great cocktail. All right. Yes. Yeah, so she just asked, can you put this on autopilot? I always say to work 2 or 3 months in advance. So like like for Hootbox, for example, when I decided that I wanted to do that, I was like, okay, I'm going to launch it here. So let me back my time up. I need to order my supplies from Derek and JDW here. I need to do this here. They're going to arrive here. I'm going to make my basket, my box. I'm going to do this. All that. I had to kind of look at what my plan was going to be. But I say try to work 3 months in advance because we get busy, and you need to be on point. And if you take a 12-month calendar and put all these dates on your calendar, you'll see what it looks like. That can be on autopilot. On the 15th of the month or the second Tuesday of every month, I do this, then yeah, that's a great way to do it. Travis. Measuring for results. So I talked about the metrics dashboard already, but how do you even know if that was effective, right? How do you know if that focus or that promotion was effective? And what's the definition of effective, by the way? Some will say, well, is there money in my bank account? Did I get orders? Right? I'll tell you that you may not get a particular order for that focus, but you're building your marketing program, right, to where people are now getting used to seeing you, and in month 4, 5, 6, you may start to see some serious business coming in. But stay steadfast on doing it. Don't ever give up. This is another thing that happens. People say to me, oh my God, I'm posting on Facebook, 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm not getting anything. Well, keep doing it and step it up. Keep in mind, when you post on Facebook, you're trying to catch your reader. So if you're posting once a day at 6 o'clock in the morning, what's the likelihood that you're going to catch the customer that you're looking for, right? The most optimum times to post on Facebook, according to Facebook and the metrics that I've seen, 10 to 8. But you can personalize those times by looking at, okay, when are your particular people online? Facebook has this whole section called Insights. And you can actually pay attention to when are your clients online and looking at what you're doing. And if you're putting all of those metrics together on a spreadsheet, you're paying attention to your newsletter metrics, your Facebook metrics, your website hits. Now you can start to adjust things to say, you know what, I'm going to send my newsletter out on Thursday instead of Tuesday because I'm testing and it's more effective. So paying attention to all of that's really important. Again, something we do. You can hire us to go create your metrics dashboard for you and analyze it for you for 1 hour of time. $75, we'll analyze all your metrics for you and say, here's what we get out of all of your metrics. Next one. So I'm almost out of time. So creating a marketing plan, critical. I will argue with you that having a marketing plan is more important than a business plan. Because if you don't have a marketing plan, you're not going to have a business. You're not going to do what you need to do. And oftentimes, I go in and do this talk, and I spoke at a travel conference in Vegas last month, and there was 500 people in the room, and I said, how many of you have a marketing plan by a show of hands? And 6 hands went up. No marketing plan, no strategy. They're just making their gift baskets, you're putting them on your website, and you're just hoping people are going to find your website. It doesn't work like that. Did you know that Gourmet Gift Baskets spends $40,000 a month on marketing? 40 grand. So we can't compete with that, right? We don't have the money to do that. What you do have the ability to do is to be consistent with your marketing, develop personal relationships, and really start to push forward that personal element of who you are. So put your picture on the front page of your website. Make sure that your name is there. Make sure you're making it personal, that you're answering your phone, no voicemail systems. Make sure that you're as professional as you possibly can be. And you will rise above because they can't do that. And that's important. Create your content calendar. Design your ads. Do this ahead of time. Don't wait till June to create all your Father's Day stuff. Launch your campaigns and measure for results. And I hope that wasn't too overwhelming, but it's critical. It's absolutely critical. What? Is it? Oh, I'm done, so your computer can die because I'm done. Okay, any questions? How many of you can do this? Oh, I'm looking at you. Can you do this? Okay, good. Good. Okay, good. All right, let's make it happen. Okay, and you're going to start to see having a marketing plan brings in business and vice versa. Okay, I'm going to bring up Sue. She's got something to say. Speak.
Okay, you guys, hold on. No, this is the raffle for the the free ribbon printer. Do we allow anyone else to put in now or no? Okay, last minute. If you guys want to do it, last minute. Right now, we've got 3 minutes. We have another one. Yeah, it's $20. It's $20. Okay, we're just gonna go, I guess. Last call. Last call. All right. Do you guys have sheets? Should we do that, or what? What do you want to do? Do you want people to have a couple more minutes, or should?
Okay, if you want to buy one more ticket, where are the slips at?
The slips are right at my desk. You just fill them out real quick.
Okay,
Bring
fine.
5 minutes.
Go grab a
2
slip
minutes.
off of her desk. Bring me your money. And bring your slip. I want one, Alex.
Attention. Okay. You guys, I feel like I was here like just 2 minutes ago talking about the promotion, and now we're already doing the winner. Yeah. Okay. To remind you now, this first drawing that we're going to do is going to be for the person who wins the free ribbon printer. The printers normally go for $1,095. So, yay! And the second person, if you recall, we cumed up all of the money, all your 20s from the raffle tickets, and that's going to be subtracted from the cost of a printer for the second one. So the person who is the second one that we draw can purchase a ribbon printer for $675 instead of $1,095. Okay? All right. It's all in the hands of Debbie because she's going to do the drawing. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And whoever's winning, come up. Okay, ready? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm so excited. I love getting new customers. I'm always so excited. Monica. Da, 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 da.
Nice. Are you gonna cry about it or what? Take your glasses off. Take your glasses off. Nice. All right. Congratulations.
Okay, the party's not over. Da.
Such pressure.
Okay, this person, whoever it is, has the option to purchase the ribbon printer for $675. If for some reason they don't want to do it, they may pass that gift on to somebody else. By their selection. It's their choice. They get they get it, and then they can pass. Then they can offer it to someone else to have.
We don't want to put them on the spot on whether.
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot like you have to buy it, but whoever would purchase it has to purchase it at the show. Does that make sense? Okay. I can't, is it, how do you say it? Okay. Ready? Kenyetta Clark.
I didn't even see her.
Where is she? Must be present to win. Must be present to win. Well, but she did pay. She did pay. She did pay. Do we make a consensus that that's right? Okay, however, someone has to find her in the house because if she doesn't show, then we are offering it because this is only good for today. Okay. You know what? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. She has. Okay. Do it tonight. What do you want to do?
Well, let's see if we can find her during the day, and if not, then we'll.
If we don't find her, we'll do another one tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Okay, one more drawing. I'm waiting for you to come around me. Come over here.
Thanks, everybody, for giving us feedback on the 360 kits, giving us your ideas, giving us your insights on how you would use them. What we're going to do now is pick 2 lucky winners to receive kits, holiday kits of 15 small 360s that you can put together and use them as your packaging, your container for holidays. So Debbie is going to pick the 2 winners right now. Must be present. No. You look like a priest a little bit with this around. I mean, I'm not Catholic anymore, but it's like. It's like, she looks like a priest, like an altar boy. Sandy Monroe. You're one winner, yep. Thank you. So you're going to get a holiday kit to put together, okay? Second winner is Claudia Johnson. That's too bizarre. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Yes. Oh, Marianne's got one. I love it.
I will have more drawings tomorrow evening when Deb gives some other. It's already here.
Isn't it crazy?
Yes, it is. For all of you who have been participating this weekend, it's just been wonderful. However, this is a very different kind of drawing. I told everybody who purchased anything from me that only their names would be put in a drawing. So the drawing now is for the DVD of the Business of Baskets. But tonight, we're going to have a drawing for everybody because that's much more fair. And we will give other and more prizes. So and all of these cards, all these names are on my card because there were many shapes. I didn't want a square competing with a fold, competing with a rectangle. So I just wrote all the names on the back of my cards. Oh, Twana Jones. Twyla. Thank you for drawing that.
Done, Marianne? Okay, it's trade show time. Go spend your kids' college education, your retirement funds, and any other money that you can come up with in the trade show. And we'll see you this afternoon.